Howdy guys, how's it going? So nothing like getting out in the weather during a flash flood. So we are getting a lot of rain right now. I got lucky, I timed it right watching the weather radar to be able to hike in and get things set up while things was kind of lulled over. We're getting a good bit of protection from the tree canopy, but rocking with an A-frame setup with the VM outdoor, or the 6 a.m. outdoor tarp, I should say. I'm going to I think I got this set up perfectly high enough that I can chill out in one of these mini tent chairs. But I've got a waterproof blanket down on the ground that's going to serve as that base, you know, sleeping pad. Got that. I'm trying out a new set of gear, a new setup with these Arctis combat pants and schmuck. I have a lot of cool things planned for this because I've never used a smock, but having all these pockets just kind of makes me feel as giddy as a schoolgirl, because you can essentially wear all your crucial kit, you know, on your person without having to have a backpack, or if you was to get separated from your backpack. So playing around with that. It's water repellent, so that's why you probably see me walking around without having on the rain jacket a bit. But yeah, just a really nice day overall. Today the high is 54, and that's probably right around where we're at in terms of temperature. The low for tonight is 34, so this type of, you know, weather is the kind you have to be pretty cautious with, which is why I don't have on any insulating layers or anything. I was still sweating walking in here today. We got a really good sleeping bag, so as long as we can stay dry. I'm actually really happy about the flash flooding aspect behind me over here, because that is not a creek. That has never been a creek, but we have got a lot of water draining and flowing through that spot right there, so that'll make collecting and filtering water that much easier. So you try to get somewhat leveled and positioned here. So I hope all you guys are doing good. This is a brand new one of these 6 a.m. outdoor tarps, so I'm gonna have to go back and forth with making sure that it stays tight as it stretches. Having these roller cams really does make that a lot easier. I'm really surprised at how much rain we've got in the past 24 hours. Like, it's just been kind of ridiculous. I know before I left, the power had flickered on and off a couple of times back at the house, so might be returning back tomorrow with no power. If anything, that might put a short delay on when this video goes live. But timing was perfect getting into this spot and getting things set up, because this was the first time using this camera. And even though this camera is designed to be used out in the elements, it's by no means waterproof, just highly water resistant. And so that's what that mess with the the pink umbrella was. Is I like to make a like put an umbrella on a stick, and then I just kind of move it alongside the camera and the tripod whenever I'm filming. All in all, things are looking pretty nifty, and I'm really enjoying this new clothing arrangement. So I want to go ahead and get an idea of the footprint. I have to move that thing right there. Completely waterlogged. Small doodad set aside. I really have been liking this adventure blanket. It's got like a waterproof base, and then it's lined with fleece, so as long as you don't get your like muddy boots on it, then it's really nifty. Sleeping pad and my sleeping bag out. But yeah, man, it's tarp. There's plenty of room underneath this thing. You could easily sleep probably 3 people and gear. So I'm glad that I brought this one out with me. And I can add more to that in a bit. And since we're getting down to 34 and I knew it was going to be really wet, I went back and forth about whether or not I should bring a bivvy, and it's like it is always a good idea when you're tarp camping. But my Vertex Montana sleeping bag has a waterproof and breathable shell, so it essentially is like its own bivvy bag. So I'm not worrying that just cut down on needing to bring something else. Try sleeping on top of it. I don't think I should slide around too much. And then more importantly, I have got my Buffalo pillow here. Just inside here. Very nice. And so yeah, now thanks to our flash flooding issue here, getting water and keeping water is going to be super easy and convenient. So got my Hydro Pack filter here, and it will just take and screw into one of their 1 liter stow bottles, and then just want to find a place that's not super agitated, that's got a good flow rate, and then you can just kind of hold on to this. As long as the bottle's clean, I like to just blow some air into it. And then just like that, you got yourself almost a whole liter of water. Screw that bad boy on. And then now you could hang this, you can turn it upside down, squeeze it, sorry, got out of frame there, squeeze it, force water out, drink directly from it. And my canteen is not empty yet, so I'm just going to just drink directly from the straw until it's time to top off our canteen. If you're curious, our insulating layer for today is I brought my Bearskin 3.0 fleece hoodie. That thing's super warm. I've kind of got on like this thermal base layer. It's just like a very, very thin thermal waffle top type deal. And I believe that with that and this schmuck, we should be, you know, a-okay. I am going to get a fire going at some point. I got to figure out where exactly in that vicinity that y'all are that I'm going to be able to place it. And that's going to be a bit of a challenge because everything is just soaked all the way through. Like even at this point, it's been raining so much that, you know, taking and cutting some wood and betoning it down, you'd still be hard pressed to get to any dry material. But starting fire in the rain is something that we have plenty of practice and experience with, so Just going to chill out for a second now, and we'll get to the fire here in a bit. Okay, cool beans I took and set up. Oh, hell. The ground is definitely very, very soft. Reposition that a bit. But no, so got this Night Eyes green glow line under here, acts as a nice night light. It got dark really quickly just because of everything being overcast and stuff. I looked at the weather, and the weather is saying there is a good chance we're going to have some high winds. So I want to, or I need to get a fire going before all of that occurs. So I'm just going to try to focus on having a small fire right here in the front, kind of like right below where y'all are at, because there's two trees that should block the wind a bit, and the wind has changed directions about 20 different times since I've been here, so there's no really good way to predict and know how to go about doing that. These tarps right here, I believe, are fire retardant, so I'm not really that worried about any embers or anything, but I've retensioned it a couple times as the material has stretched a bit. I've got some fire tinder here in this old medicine bottle, so now I'm going to finish gathering up some stuff and see if we can get a fire going. Okay, so I have got a very crappy base laid out right there, but just a little something to separate our stuff from the soaking wet ground. And then, so in this bottle I have just got some cotton and some of that fire tinder that we used in the last video. So that is going to be in frame, but the carabiner that I'm using to hold my gloves on is from Element Outdoors. I've used some of their stuff already, but it has a sparking wheel on it. So I thought that would be a good good opportunity to test this out, because you know, I mean, I'm always got these clipped on my side with the carabiner. This carabiner right here is very multifunctional, so hopefully do this quick. Because the cotton will absorb moisture out of the air pretty fast. Oh, there we go. I think we got it. Ooh, all right, it is definitely time to get our food going. Tonight's cuisine of choice is going to be this unstuffed pepper soup. Been holding on to this one for a good bit. Italian sausage, bell pepper, cauliflower rice, tomato, Italian seasoning, just lots of good old stuff here. So I'm going to take and get 8 ounces of water going on a boil. I've just been sitting here enjoying the fire and kind of nursing it a good bit because everything is super soaked, which is just led to having to dance around a never-ending plume of smoke. I just took and boiled a very small amount of water in this to clean the cup. That should get going in no time. Okay, well that right there should be ready. And this right here looks like a very nice and hearty Alright, so we'll seal this bad boy up and let it do its thing. Well guys, that right there is the deliciousness that we are working with right now. That's what it looks like. Rehydrated beautifully, if I do say so myself. So I'm going to go over here and get comfortable and get this in the belly right before we take and crawl into the old sleeping sack. This is definitely the best part of the day in my opinion. Try to make sure we don't flip over backwards this time. I just realized I had that on. That right there. But I'm not, so this is for sure, this is my new personal favorite from this brand, the Adventure Well Outdoors. That right, this one is hands down the best one I've tried so far. They've all been good. But man, that tastes like you just got it out of a crock pot at home. Well, yeah, it started trying to sprinkle rain a little bit more, and I can kind of like hear the wind rustling through like a ridge or two over, but it's not really got here yet. So I'm just going to take and let the fire die down, and then we're going to crawl in the old sleeping bag. It is finally that time to get cozy. I'm really surprised. I've not had to put my bearskin hoodie on. I think it's just where I've been moving around and chilling by the fire. This schmuck seems to hold heat pretty well, and then just with this thermal shirt on. And apologies to anybody that's curious about this thermal shirt. This was a Goodwill find probably like 2 years ago. Oh. I do like having this waterproof ground blanket with the the fleece because it's a lot quieter, and whenever you touch it, it's not super cold against your skin or anything. But and I give my kneecaps plenty of time to dry where I'd been kneeling. That was the only part of me that was a little wet still. But just gonna crawl into our bag the way we are. Oh yeah. Oh, snug as a bug in a rug. Alright guys, well, thanks for hanging out to this point. I am just going to get cozy and try to drift off, but I will see y'all in the morning. Oh, good morning guys. It is a very cool, cold, and breezy morning. Last night we got just a little bit more rain at some point. I think it was like 3 a.m.-ish or so. But the wind did kick up pretty high. I don't think we got up to the 30-mile-an-hour gust, but we was definitely probably rocking it around 15 miles per hour or so. So I'm really glad that I took and went with the A-frame on this one and staked it down, you know, on the outside edges. One thing I am going to do this morning is I'm definitely going to need my bear skin hoodie. So I'm going to pull that inside of here so it can be warming up a bit. But just having that thermal shirt on and my pants, sleeping bag, more than warm enough. It's just kind of like one of those mornings where you don't want to get out of your sleeping bag. But it's got to be done. Well guys, that is going to do it for this one, but glad to get some new gear out here, testing out, you know, the new clothing setup with the schmuck. I got a kit video I want to work on with that, and then, you know, just do like do an overnighter with nothing but the equipment that, you know, you could carry on your body. Yeah, hopefully the cold weather just will hang around for us as long as possible, and we can continue to do some cool stuff together. So as always guys, appreciate you watching the video. Make sure you thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, share the channel with your friends, family, anybody enjoys good old outdoor activities. If you're interested in the gear, I'll try to link to everything down in the description box. Please take and hit me up in that comment section, because a little bit of community engagement goes a long ways with the old YouTube algorithm. So with all that covered, I'm going to slowly get packed up and head out. So till the next one, adios.